Oh, God, I'm so glad to finally be back to, just the two of us, just without that dead weight we had last week. That just absolute chore of a human being to be around. Scotty, you ready to do another minute?
Well, this is awkward.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. That's right.
Welcome to the Big Match Minute. I'm Diet Coke.
And unfortunately, I am Lilith.
And I'm not going anywhere. And this is the show where we talk about significant wrestling matches minute by minute. And so far, we've talked about one wrestling match. We've talked about 15 minutes of it, in fact. Mm-hmm. And today we're here to talk about minute 16.
The 16th minute.
Of the Firefly Fun House match at Wrestling Mania 30-something, 6.
Was it 36? Yeah, it was 36. All right.
Numbers don't mean anything. Do you agree?
They mean a lot of things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that they're just like made up words.
Okay, well, here's let me throw a few numbers at you, and let's see if I can disprove your theory that numbers don't mean anything. 420.
Okay, that number means a lot to me, actually.
69.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, too.
666.
Okay, so the only numbers that mean anything are 420, 69, and 666, and 13.
Yes. 1312, possibly, if you want to get fancy with it.
Yeah. I'm going to say something uncharacteristic on this podcast.
Okay.
This was a relatively weak minute for me. This was a weaker minute.
I would say that it is a weaker minute, but like I think that is more down to just where it cuts.
Sure.
I think this is a very is a it's building a good sequence, but
you know what is a thought that I had while watching this minute? This could easily just be part of the package for a normal match. This minute right here.
That is
like if you showed me this out of context, I would think, oh, that's like a pre-match package.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of exactly what happens in this minute in the package too.
Yeah,
a lot of flashing back to Mania. There was a lot of this that could have been handled differently. And hey, I mean, we've had a lot of good minutes, so it doesn't, it's not the worst thing in the world.
That's true.
That we have a weaker minute in here. Sometimes, they can't all be bangers. Would you like to, despite the fact that it is a weaker minute, would you like to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So Bray, he's got John Cena's chain.
Yeah.
In his hand, and he wraps it around.
He used to have the whole world in his hand, but now he has John Cena's chain in his hand.
Yes. And he just punches John in the face.
Yeah, just a good old face punch
with the chain, which I think is like double illegal in wrestling. But,
yeah. Hey, there ain't no ref here,
Yeah. John Cena, he goes down. He's clearly shown to be out. And then we get those good old Bray scary clips, the little flashy things of like scary things happening in a swamp that lets you know that old Bray Wyatt is here.
Yeah. We're going much like Mike Myers in Shrek 2, we're going back to the swamp.
Okay, you know what? That one checks out. I I was gonna admonish you there, but no, you know what? That one's all right. That one's
All
all right.
right, all right, all right.
And Bray is in a musky little cabin surrounded by, I don't know, scary detritus,
Yeah,
dirty things.
just
Um,
a classic abandoned shack in the swamp.
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. He's got his rocking chair, that good old rocking chair. I miss that rocking chair.
Yeah, it's a nice
Um,
rocking chair.
yeah.
Let me ask you this, Lily.
Mhm.
Do you enjoy sitting in a rocking chair in real
Oh, I
life?
love sitting in a rocking chair in real life.
Do you how raucously do you rock in that rocking chair?
It's usually it is a I don't like, it's usually just like a fun little, like, back and forth, like very, very slight. It's just kind of a little bit of movement to help me. I mean, I'm literally like doing it right now with, my desk chair goes back a little ways and I just have it kind of undone and I'm just kind of doing a little like not locked in and I'm just kind of rocking back and forth. Um
Interesting.
yeah.
Now, do you think a musician has ever sat down in a conventional chair and said, "Hey, guess what? This is a rocking chair," and then pulled out a guitar and just started shredding? Do you think that's something that would be fun?
I hope that has happened.
If I knew how to play guitar, I would for sure do that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. This is a chair for rocking,
Yeah.
not like those other shitty chairs.
No.
Um, I was the color red in a world full of black and white.
Yeah.
Of course, this is classic Bray Wyatt speak. This is those old Bray Wyatt promos where he talked for like 3 minutes and you'd be like, well, you kind of didn't. He said a bunch of like kind of poetic sounding things, but they didn't always mean a whole lot. I mean, there's meaning to be divined in this line. It's very simple, like wrestling was black and white and the characters were, they were stale and he was kind of
A
he was an
vibrant
outlier.
splash of color.
Mm-hmm.
He was you would see him after discovering masturbation in the bathtub. If you are very familiar with the movie Pleasantville, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. And I'm going to say 100% of the people that are listening that are not in that group, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I really like my brain was churning on that. It's like
they're in the film Pleasantville.
Oh yeah, when you accidentally nick yourself with a knife because you've learned how to masturbate.
In the film Pleasantville, when you feel a strong emotion for the first time in the world of Pleasantville, you unlock the ability to see color. And one of the characters masturbates in the bathtub, and then she can see color for the first time afterwards.
All right. I had the whole world in my hands.
Yeah.
Which is, classic. That was Bray's whole thing. Abigail spoke of this day my entire life. And we're getting a lot of flashbacks to John Cena and Bray Wyatt's fabled meeting at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of that. And you were supposed to be a man of the people. That's kind of, John Cena is supposed to be the good guy, right? He's supposed to be on the side of wrestling fans.
Has he ever been a man of the people? Like a good guy, sure, but is a good guy necessarily a man of the people?
I mean, he's fought against, like, he's fought quote unquote for the people against, like, say, the authority or whatever.
That's true, I suppose. Okay,
I'll tell you what.
What's
he's
that?
Fought against the people's elbow.
That's that. Now that is true.
Yeah. Yeah, he spent a lot of time fighting against the People's Elbow.
At least 2 WrestleManias that I know of.
And they were the 2 that directly preceded the one that is being referenced in this match.
It's true.
So
he had spent 2 years fighting the People's Elbow.
Uh-huh. I like the People's Elbow, but I really prefer his daughter, Charlotte's elbow.
What has happened to us?
What? What'd you say?
How did we get here? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
We're talking about minute 16. He says, "Hey, John, you say you're a fucking man of the people. Well, I don't fucking buy it." And he said fucking like that, and he hit it hard, and he looked at the camera when he said it.
Yeah. And he said, "Yeah, I dare you, Vince.
Yeah.
You can't tell me not to swear."
Yeah.
He says, "Then why weren't you fucking listening, you piece of shit?"
Yeah. And then he took a shit in the ring.
Well, no, I think he was still in the gross swamp house, so it made a lot more sense for him to take a shit in the middle. It was just more gross swamp trash.
Yeah.
And we cut back to, he's the whole crowd is singing "He's got the whole world in his hands."
He's got the whole crowd in his corner, it seems like. That's what they should have sung.
Bray's doing the cool conducting with his fingers thing.
Yeah.
That he used to do.
I never thought that was cool.
I thought it was real cool. I thought Bray Wyatt was cool. I love Bray Wyatt.
I do enjoy Bray Wyatt quite a bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. That's fine. John, at this point, is looking visibly frustrated. He is.
Yeah.
He's upset that the crowd isn't on his side. I think is the implication. I think was kind of what was going on in the match. Hear them now, John. They wanted me. They needed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
was
a
little vitamin B.
Vitamin Bray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they needed. It's an essential vitamin.
Yeah. So they wanted to get that vitamin B shot.
Yeah.
Which would be, of course, what they got 6 years later. When Bray shot on John Cena.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good, Lily.
And the final line of the minute. This was sup, which let's speculate. Let's pretend we haven't watched the rest of the match. This was sup.
Yeah.
Now what is Bray saying there?
I think that I predict that the next minute will start with him. It'll be this was sup. I meant to say that's what's up. I think that's what's gonna happen.
And then our
just kind of
runs in.
Exactly, yeah.
And
you just hear the truth will set you free.
And then this becomes of course a triple threat for the 24/7 championship.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
It's the only logical way that this match could resolve.
Now my theory is this was suppository because you're all the way up your own ass, John.
It's sort of a parody of a John Cena rap almost.
Yeah. It seems like maybe he's turning it around.
Yeah.
On John Cena. Those are great theories. We'll have to.
Tweet at us. Who do you think is right?
Yeah, who do you think is right? because
Do
you
you
haven't
think
seen the
this
rest of
match
the
became a triple threat match for the 24/7 title? Did that title exist at the time of WrestleMania
Yes.
36? Okay.
Yeah. That title had existed for like a year or so.
Okay. I haven't been following.
It's fair, and that's most of the 24/7 title changes you would have had to see on like Facebook Watch or some shit because it never happens on TV.
Which is a shame because it's a cool title.
It's a cool title in theory.
Yeah.
it has been kind of silly. Which I guess is kind of the point, but maybe it hasn't been a good silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the hardcore belt from back in the day with a similar rule. I was a big fan of that.
See, that ruled.
Yeah.
That ruled. And this is kind of, this is technically all the same rules. It's just not being like booked in the same way at all.
Yeah, which is a bummer.
Yeah. Now, Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else to say about the minute?
No.
If indeed Bray Wyatt was about to say this was suppository because you're up your own ass, and there was some kind of suppository medication that was involved in the rest of this match, and somebody wanted to say keep that medication in, they may have had some kind of problem with it. What do you think they would want to use?
A phone call to a doctor, I would say, because you shouldn't. That really shouldn't be if you're taking it correctly, that shouldn't be a risk of a suppository.
Right.
Like it should get up there and then do its thing. It shouldn't. It doesn't need to stay in a cavity for a while, which is the only way I can see it would pose a risk of falling out.
But you don't have insurance. The American healthcare system is just a nightmare.
Well, maybe also what I would say is if you didn't want to stick your finger in there to get it in, but you need something to push it in deeper. Yeah, exactly. You might use a plug.
Oh, hey, Diet Coke, do you have any plugs?
Yeah, you can follow me, very cool Emily, on Twitter. Go to dietcoke.cool or twitch.tv/dietcoke666 to check out my Twitch. I was streaming 3 times a week, and then I just had a bevy of issues with chronic migraines and hard drive problems, and so that just kind of destroyed any kind of regular schedule for streaming. But I'm still on there when I can.
Your surroundings are kind of on fire right now, which is another mitigating factor, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. I'm in Southern California, and I'm not even in LA, which is like it's pretty bad in LA, and it's very bad in NorCal. Here in Orange County, it's like it's not good, certainly, but it could be worse.
Yeah.
And I do some other podcasts. The official Dunstan Checks In podcast recently finished, but you can check that out. Super Mario Brothers Minute, Go Go Godzilla. You'll find you find it. Just like Google it or whatever,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
What if I stopped doing plugs? What if I just made a decision to say I'm never going to do plugs again? You find it if you want.
I mean, does your career need that kind of limitation? Diet Coke.
Well, I'm going to pose you a further question.
Yeah.
Will it matter? Will it make a difference?
I mean, does any of this matter? It won't matter any more than any of this does. Listen, we're B+ players here, if that.
Hey, we got a couple of A+ hearts. That's what I say.
Yeah, hey, listen. If you want to find me on the internet, just go to ghostpuncher.net/corpse, CORPS, or core, which is how it's actually pronounced. But it's it's hard to remember how to spell that.
It's true.
You might accidentally type in core, like CORE.
Yeah, like the part of an apple that you're supposed to eat.
All right. All right. I mean, whatever. This episode's short, so we could get into it. You're a pervert for doing that, Diet Coke.
If you don't eat that core of the apple, you're just wasting apple. You're leaving good apple on the table.
And are you really running at such an apple shortage that this is necessary?
I'm just saying, we killed the apple by picking it from the tree. The least we could do is consume every part of its body.
I mean, if we're talking technically, the core, which contains the seeds, is
there's a seed of life there that I'm killing by eating it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Because it's not like you're dumping on the ground. You're putting that into the sewage system.
Let me. Maybe the sewer alligators want an apple tree. I don't know.
I don't think.
Let me give you a scenario.
Can support a tree. There's no natural sunlight down there.
Hey, life finds a way, You're sitting on the couch.
Yes.
You're having a grand old time. You're watching Neon Genesis Evangelion.
A show that I love, and I know that you've started recently.
I have started recently. You got you got a nice treat to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating an apple,
and
when that apple is finished, one of two things could happen to you.
Yeah.
If you're smart and cool like me, you say, another delicious apple, and you continue to sit on the couch watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, burden free. Or if you're like a coward, like some other people I know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names. You could be like, ugh, now I got this apple core in my hand. I have to get up. I have to pause the show, get up, go throw it away, come back, sit back down, realize I sat too far away from the remote, have to get up again.
Okay, I think you're putting some things on your friend. And now let me tell you this, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I've already got sticky hands, so I need to get up and wash my hands anyway. I can throw the apple away at the same time.
That's never been my experience that I have sticky hands after eating an apple.
I would always want to wash my hands after eating an apple because I got like apple juice. There's gonna be sugar on there. I mean, that's apples. They have natural sugars to them.
That's true, but I've never had that experience where my hands were sticky after eating an apple.
Well, Diet Coke. Speaking of,
what if you're eating an apple in your car?
I don't eat apples in cars.
Because you can't, because you wouldn't have anywhere to put the core. But if you were living that carefree lifestyle like me, you could have a nice, what doesn't, doesn't it sound so appealing to enjoy a nice road apple?
Oh my God. No, it really doesn't. Because again, then I've got sticky hands.
This is I don't know about this. I think you're thinking of oranges, and I do not advocate eating the whole orange.
Speaking of choosing how to finish things, when we end this podcast, whether or not we've got an apple core on our desk, on our respective desk, we gotta figure out a way to like end the podcast. And most podcasts, they have some kind of ending pattern they get into. What is
most podcasts do? Yeah.
What is ours?
Oh, we don't have one.